Welcome to the AFD Cycling Podcast. This is cycling from an Irish perspective. So we are going to start off in reverse order from the UCI World Ranking at the end of last year. So we're going to look at the amalgamation of Lotto and Intermarché Wanty. They came together at the end of 2025. They both had budget cuts. They were really struggling for sponsors. Remember, Lotto had lost their co-sponsor Destiny at the end of 2024, and Intermarché Wanty were just always on the brink. So Lotto Intermarché, look at the kit, very nice. Bright red at the top, fading into the dark black. Looks well, good kit. And hopefully the helmet's good. Last year's helmet wasn't great. The full white and then white on the rims and of the helmet here, and then a white line down the centre. So hopefully the helmet is as good as the kit. The kit, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's very nice. And I think it would be very easy to pick out in the peloton next year, especially with RKB leaving. So Total Energy, the French team, they are, after taking their 2025 Tour de France kit and taking it as their 2026 World Tour kit, so they had a not great kit for the 2025 season overall, and this kit with the checkers on it, like a checker flag, I think are very nice, keeping with the colours of the Total Energy logo. As you see, Total Energy you might see later in the episode on someone else's controversial jersey, but this jersey is not controversial. It's liked jersey. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because I like the colour scheme, and I actually think it's quite a nice jersey, but might not be too easy to pick out. So COFIDIS, last year, as you see here, I did this episode last year, released it earlier in the year though than I will this year, and
COFIDIS.
yeah,
My
I didn't like the COFIDIS kit last year.
That's my only reaction.
And I'm
would
gonna
have been
play
fine
a
if
bit
they had gone
of
with white.
this for you now.
White sleeves would have made it so much more COFIDIS that we've known for the past few years, and they went and put yellow. Like, what's that meant to reference, guys? Just asking the question here because I'm seriously confused with whoever decided, and I don't like the kit, not at all.
So as you can see, this is now this year, and they have kept the same kit. Pretty much, they've changed the yellow on the sleeves from mustard yellow to Tour de France yellow, a brighter yellow, which is the only improvement on the kit. The kit still not a kit I like. I don't think many people liked it last year. Bora Hansgrohe, I remember, had a kit at the start of 2024. It was green and yellow, and a lot of people were giving out about the yellow on it, but it was actually quite a nice kit. And then they changed halfway through to Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, and everyone loved that kit. But COFIDIS second year running with this kit, and I give it a 2 out of 10. I think me and COFIDIS have beef now. I think, or the COFIDIS kit designers. I don't think whoever's designing that kit deserves to walk freely on the streets, because this kit is not nice at all. And this is fresh kit now. This is very nice. This is Tom Pidcock modelling the Q36.5, Pinarello Q36.5. Pinarello moved in. Tom Hickok's favourite bike of all time, pretty much, and they moved in and are now co-sponsored with Q36.5. And yeah, very nice kit. Navy, gold, white. Bike's very nice as well. I must say the zip rims. I think it's zip rims anyway. Look very well with the gold. And also 2 Irish riders on the team, Eddie Dunbar and Sam Bennett. So yeah, looking forward to seeing them in that kit. Kit, nice bike. And I give it an 8 out of 10. So very nice kit, I think. Like Total Energies and their French team taking their Tour de France kit and using it to an extent of just keeping something flowing, because they didn't change their kit in 3 years. It wasn't a bad kit, even though. So onto this one, it's probably nicer actually. Bike red though. I don't know. I don't know about red bike, but actually very nice kit. We already saw in the Tour de France. It was nice. It looked well as well, and on the overhead shot you were able to tell, especially with the red shoulder, that it was Groupama FDJ. I'm giving them a 7 out of 10. I think it's nice, but they could have. Their designers aren't doing much because they kept the same kit for 2 years. Changed. See the G on the Groupama logo. If you look at the Groupama logo on the kit, there's a G above it. That was the only addition to last year's kit. Was they added that G. That was the only addition to the kit. And the 2 years before that, 2 subsequent years before that, had been the same. So Picnic Bustanel, it was an okay kit last year. Like it looked nice as well. Like it wasn't the best color scheme, but they made it too blocky now this year. Probably not the best photo to show you, um, but it's very blocky now. Last year it was more angular in a sense. Like the the 2 stripes down that they say is like challenge and passion or something. They got wider as it neared the bottom. Now it's just very rigid, very rigid kit. And I'm giving it 5 out of 10. And also white helmet on it, orange helmet or a blue helmet. I think like the navy blue, I think would have been better. So Jacob Alula, purple last year, purple this year. But the main difference is the shorts. The shorts were grey last year. Probably wasn't the best colour combination they possibly could have done. But I think the green's nice for the map. Moved away from their previous kit supplier to go to map. Um, I think it's a nicer purple. Probably won't stand out too much. Really, in the peloton, I don't think it will stand out much. But nice kit. Probably a bit faded purple. And also hard to tell what the streaks are like. Obviously, with the sun coming under the model's arm, it's kind of hard to tell. But I think it's 2 dark lines and then 3 light lines coming down. It is what it is. Is what it is. 7 out of 10. And I think it's a nice kit, yeah. I don't think it will stand out there. So, Movistar. New kit. Well received, actually. Looks very like their previous years of Vuelta kits and last year's Tour de France kit. They had the Ice Cool kit. No, so last year's Vuelta they used their normal kit, which was a dark blue sponsor box around the M, and then the M was white. But in the Tour they used something like this and yellow on it. I think there's yellow. Yeah, there is yellow on this one, but not to the same extent that there was in the Tour de France. Nice kit, actually. I think the light blue is actually very nice compared to the dark blue of the previous year. And I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So, NSN Cycling, from the hugely controversial Israel Premier Tech, now based in Switzerland, have unveiled their kit, and it's not too bad. I like the blue, not so much the orange. I think it's a weird combination, and I think as well the bike being grey is probably not the best way to go about it. But um, I kind of just reserve judgment until during the season. But from my initial thoughts, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because I think it's a bit old-fashioned. I think it looks like an 80s kit, and also usually when all the teams go back into that kind of stuff, they all do it. But NSN have just gone on their own, so I find it weird. Tour Pro Cycling, well, come on. If you have a good kit, there's no need to change it. And they've kept pretty much the same kit, so I like it. I think it's nice. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it's better than the NSN kit. I think it just looks fresh, and also overhead shot. That red Tudor logo you see from everywhere with the overhead shot from the helicopter. So I think it's a good kit. 7 out of 10. Solid. And EF Education Easy Post, Ben Healy's team, unveiled their kit. Nice, like the whirl around it as well. I think it's actually very nice, the whirl. Keeping with pink, that's their pretty much trademark colour now. Yeah, new kit supplier Asus, or Asus. So they're going in this kit, and I think it's very nice. I think as well with the EF, like the ripples going through the EF, I think the whirls match it very well. I think it's actually good, and a lot of people were not so much about the cuts down on the shoulder, the white cuts, but I think it's nice. And 9 out of 10, so I think that's the best so far. So good kit from EF Education East Post. Uno X Mobility kept the same kit pretty much, but took away, there was like triangles on the bottom. Last year there was like triangles of different colours of red under the yellow band. They just taken away that, so now it's just red and yellow. So like if you're doing a basic kit that I don't really like the colours of, 6 out of 10, and I think, look, it works. Everyone knows who Uno X is when they see them. So, but I don't love the kit, so 6 out of 10. This is a beauty, huh? This is actually such a nice kit. Going dark, basically, Bahrain had been white from. They had been red, and then they switched to white during the Tour de France 2023. And then 2024, 2025, they had white kits. Now, it could be a year later that they changed to white, I'm not sure. But now they're in aqua blue, and I think it's very nice. I think it's a very nice kit. Like the helmet as well, the colour of the helmet. And 7 out of 10 for Bahrain Victorious. So, Alpecin Premier Tech. Very nice kit, but I have seen people absolutely flaming this kit. I've seen people saying it's like the worst kit ever invented. Like, jeez, guys, I think it's actually such a nice kit. As well, I do have here the kit that they used 2 years ago, the beautiful double denim. It was not that nice, guys. I acquired this at the Dublin CX World Cup from the team bus for a tenner. But sure, yeah, look at it. Like the red stands out well on that kind of blue, like the light blue, and it fades to the dark. I think it's very nice. I don't know why people were giving out about it. I think it's a good kit, and 8 out of 10. Like that's me saying that's solid. Like, and people saying it's the worst kit of the year. God, these people nowadays. And on the topic of these people nowadays, Ineos Grenadiers, beautiful kit. Beauty. That is a beauty. And the bike as well. The orange, I know it looks like the Audi F1 car, but you know what? The Audi F1 car looks nice. So maybe people might say it's this kit that makes me like it. Definitely don't race for them or anything. But I think the Ineos kit is very similar to that, and I think that is a nice kit, and so is this. So Ineos Grenadiers, beauty of a kit. Total Energy, remember I said you'd see Total Energy somewhere else in the episode. That is where it is. They've continued their sponsorship from the Tour de France, where they had a white band through the normal Ineos Grenadiers kit for the Total Energy to be present during the tour. I think 8 out of 10. And a lot of people were saying like 1, 0. But like, you know what? I think it's nice, and I'm going to stick by that. And is it just me? Is it just me, people? Or is that pink at the bottom of the kit? Because everyone's saying that's red. That is pink. And that is not a nice pink as well. It's like, I don't know, pinky purple. They should have just, like, pink things can be nice. Pink, sure, Alpine, F1, like, pink things can be nice. But I don't know if that was meant to be. I think they've had 2 years of absolute sensational kits with light blue and that green. And they've decided then to go into dark blue, pink, red. It's not red. And this light green, and I think it's not going to be well received. Well, a lot of people are well receiving it actually, but I don't like it. So I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Mid, like, it's grand. So we have Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe keeping their Tour de France kit, getting rid of the blue shorts. Thank God that those blue shorts were actually septic. But they look like a Red Bull can now, as you see in your man's hand. And all still have the Red Bull helmets, but I think it's actually quite a nice kit. I think it stands out very well. Obviously those blue lines going through, you're not going to see from the overhead shot, but the Red Bull, the red and the yellow, I think it contrasts very well with the blue. So, and then the green Hansgrohe as well. I actually very like this kit. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because I actually think it's very nice. My opinions might change throughout the year. I might get sick of looking at the funkiness of it, but I think at the moment it's a very, very nice kit. So Soudal Quickstep for 2026 hit the green on the jersey. I think, you know, I like the green. The helmet, that is not the helmet they're wearing. I have checked, and that is not the helmet they're going to wear over the course of the season. That is because Tim Merlier was formerly, not even during this photo, he wasn't even the world champ, Euro champ. He was formerly the Euro champion before Tadej won it this year. Merlier was the year before, and yeah, very nice kit. They're going to go blue and green on the helmet, fading backwards. Very nice helmet, actually. Very nice. And the back of the jersey is so nice. There's so much green on the back of the jersey. It's actually so nice. I actually really, really love the kit. I think it's great. My all-time favourite kit would be the Deceuninck Quickstep 2021 jersey anyway. So, yeah, it's good to see the designers at Castelli getting out a good kit again. Obviously now, the Deceuninck Quickstep kit wasn't made by Castelli, but you know, I think Castelli did enough for a 10 out of 10 here. So I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, and actually you should go check the back of the jersey how nice it is. It's so nice. It's like beautiful. So XDS Astana, like, they have got the kit and made it so much brighter. I mean, I love the kit. It's so nice. Like, I mean, look how vibrant that is. Like, if you see that once, you know, then that's XDS Astana. Really nice kit. The back is it's mid, the back, but from the overhead shot, it's not going to look as good as it does from the front. But if you're on the camera bike from the front, getting the TV view from there, it's good. But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because so nice kit. Lidl Trek, another year with the colours of Lidl. this is probably not the best photo because the yellow background, the colours are way brighter in all the other photos. It's just this the photo I have, so I have to use it. Service now appearing on the jersey. The main change is around the main Lidl sponsor box. They have triangles. I think that's very nice. This Mads Pedersen wearing the kit, so they will not have those rainbow bands on the shoulders and on the neck there. That's because he's a former world champion. And boys, I'm after dropping 2 10 out of 10s here. I must be being fair nice to these lads, but I think that's a great kit. Vies Melissa Bike have changed their kit from being 2 years consecutively the same with the honeycomb pattern at the bottom to being, I don't know what that is, but you know, it's nice, and the yellow stands out. Like the Vies Melissa Bike yellow has always stood out in the peloton. Obviously they have to change it for the Tour de France clashing with the leader's jersey, but I think it's a very nice kit, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because I don't know. It's very nice if I had it faded into yellow. It's just the 2 strokes across. I don't know what they are, but you know, the rest of the kit is really nice. So 7 out of 10. So UAE Emirates XRG last year's kit, remember, was very nice. It was black fading to white, and then black fading back to white over here, like on the shoulders. It was black. Downgrade. I have to say, this Joao Almeida, let's go Joao, modelling kit for UAE. Black on the shoulders looks very nice. I wish that as we look at it right, but his left shoulder was, see the way it's just a stroke of black. I wish that, like, because the other one's fully black, so I wish the one was fully black and the other was just white, because it doesn't look great, I don't think, fading, like chopping between. I think it looks out of place, and then the black and red on the bottom right corner, as we look at it, is nice, but it's very blank on that bottom left corner. Like, there's nothing there, and I think they should have done even smaller bits of what was on the bottom right there. So I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. I think they could have done a better job with the shoulder and the bottom of the jersey, but it's a solid kit. Like, it's very nice, and the shoulders are very nice anyway, without that, what I think is not great, but it's very nice. So I've just done up a quick tier list there, you can see, so you can pause the video if you want to have a look at that. I'm going to skip on through because I've already explained all the jerseys on it. So I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and let me know your feelings down below on these kits by commenting just right down below, you know. So alright, that's it for today. Hopefully I can push this episode out as soon as possible. A lot of big races coming up in the UCI World Tour as well, so hopefully I'll be able to cover those as well. So I'll see you around, and thanks for watching.